Imagine standing at the edge of one of Earth's most hostile landscapes. Golden dunes stretch endlessly toward the horizon. The Taklamakan Desert covers over 330,000 square kilometers of northwestern China. The name translates to, "Go in and you won't come out." For centuries, this barren wasteland has been an impassable barrier, isolating entire regions from the rest of the world. Entire counties were frozen in time, separated from economic opportunity by geography. But what if I told you engineers just completed something extraordinary? Something that sounds like pure fiction, but is absolutely real? They built the world's first railway that forms a complete loop around an entire desert. A complete, unbroken circle encircling the entire Taklamakan Desert. Welcome back. Today, we're exploring one of the most impressive engineering feats of the 21st century, the Hotan-Ruoqiang Railway. It's an 825-kilometer engineering marvel that conquered impossible odds, transformed lives, and proved that human innovation can overcome nature's most brutal obstacles. Let's set the scene. Imagine you're living in one of 5 isolated counties in southern Xinjiang, China. Your name might be Lop, Kira, Korea, Minfeng, or Kiemo. For generations, your community has been geographically trapped behind an impenetrable barrier of sand and distance. There are no railways. Road travel takes days and costs a fortune that most families cannot afford. Your region's incredible agricultural products, red dates, walnuts, cotton, and valuable mineral resources sit locked away, inaccessible to major markets and to the buyers who would pay fairly for them. Your children want better opportunities, but leaving home means expensive, exhausting journeys that keep families separated for years at a time. Young people emigrate to distant cities because staying home offers no future. The economic potential of your region remains untapped. The skills and talents of your people go unused because the geographical barrier makes it impossible to participate in the larger economy. This was the reality before November 2021. This was the daily struggle of millions of people living in 5 of China's most isolated regions. That's when the Hotan-Ruoqiang Railway officially entered commercial operation, forever changing the destiny of these forgotten communities. Let's talk about what makes this railway so extraordinary. The Hotan-Ruoqiang Railway, also called the Heruo Railway, stretches 825 kilometers connecting Hotan City in the west to Ruoqiang County in the east. On a map, it looks like a remarkable feat, but the reality is even more impressive and complex. This railway doesn't just connect 2 cities. By linking with existing railway networks like the Kashgar-Hotan Railway to the west and the Golmud-Korla Railway to the north, it completes the world's first railway loop that encircles an entire desert, the Taklamakan Desert. This creates a continuous ring of rail infrastructure that completely surrounds one of Earth's largest desert regions. Think about that for a moment. A complete loop around a desert, an unbroken circle of steel and innovation. It's the kind of project that makes you wonder, how is this even possible? What kind of engineering ingenuity and determination would it take to accomplish something like this? The answer lies in one of the most challenging engineering campaigns ever undertaken in human history. About 65% of this railway, that's 534 kilometers out of 825, runs directly through the heart of the Taklamakan Desert. And we're not talking about stable sand. We're talking about living, moving sandstorms, shifting dunes that move hundreds of meters per year, conditions so harsh that visibility drops to near zero during storms, making it impossible to see more than a few meters ahead. Temperatures soar past 50 degrees Celsius. That's 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun beats down mercilessly. The sand itself is alive, constantly moving, constantly shifting, constantly threatening to bury everything in its path. This isn't a static obstacle. This is an active, aggressive environment that fights back against human effort. Traditional railway construction? It wouldn't survive here for even a single season. The tracks would be engulfed within months. Sand would accumulate along the rails. Maintenance would become impossible. Visibility for train operators would become dangerously restricted. The project would fail catastrophically, burying years of work and billions of dollars under meters of sand. So the engineers did something brilliant. They didn't fight the desert. They didn't try to conquer it through brute force. They worked with it. They understood the desert's nature and designed solutions that cooperated with it rather than against it. Here's what they did. They laid 50 million square meters of grass grids across the desert floor. To put that in perspective, 50 million square meters is equivalent to an area larger than 7,000 football fields. These aren't ordinary grids made of cheap materials. They're sophisticated, engineered systems designed specifically to stabilize sand in extreme desert conditions. They're designed to prevent sand from shifting and burying the tracks beneath meters of dunes. They distribute pressure evenly, preventing localized collapse. They're permeable, allowing water to drain while holding sand in place. Simultaneously, and this is crucial, workers planted 13 million desert shrubs alongside the railway line. 13 million. Plants, not just grids. These plants aren't decorative elements. They're functional infrastructure. They create barriers against wind erosion. They stabilize the sand with their root systems. They create a protective biological shield for the railway. They'll continue working for decades, getting stronger as they grow. Imagine that scale. 13 million plants, 50 million square meters of grids, all installed while building an 825-kilometer railway in one of Earth's most hostile environments. The logistics alone seem impossible. The coordination required would be staggering, yet it was accomplished. But there's more. In the most dangerous sections, areas where sandstorms reach their most severe intensity and sand accumulation poses the greatest threat, engineers constructed something remarkable: 5 massive elevated viaducts. These aren't small structures relegated to short sections. Combined, they stretch nearly 50 kilometers across the desert. These viaducts serve a brilliant purpose. They're elevated high enough above the ground that when sandstorms blow across the desert, the sand passes harmlessly underneath the tracks. The railway floats above the danger. The trains travel elevated above the shifting dunes. It's engineering that shows not just raw strength, but elegance and sophistication. Not fighting nature through brute force, but outsmarting it through clever design. Not trying to hold back the sand, but instead allowing it to flow underneath while the trains pass above. These viaducts represent the pinnacle of desert railway engineering. The railway features 22 stations along its entire length. These stations serve as crucial connection points for the region. 11 of these 22 stations provide passenger services, offering travelers opportunities to board and disembark at key locations. And here's a detail that speaks to the project's deep commitment to cultural respect and heritage preservation. 9 of these stations feature distinctive Silk Road architectural styles. They're not just functional spaces designed to move people efficiently. They're monuments to the region's rich history and cultural heritage. They celebrate the Silk Road traditions that have defined this region for centuries. They're beautiful structures that inspire travelers and remind them of the historical significance of the regions they're passing through. The trains themselves are modern, efficient, and designed specifically for these challenging desert conditions. They're designed for a maximum speed of 120 kilometers per hour, a speed that balances efficiency with safety in the desert environment. An end-to-end journey from Hotan to Ruoqiang takes approximately 11 hours and 26 minutes. For context, let's think about what this journey meant before the railway existed. Previously, this journey took days via unpaved road, sometimes a week depending on weather and road conditions. It cost significantly more in fuel, vehicle wear and tear, and accommodation. Travelers arrived exhausted and physically worn. Now, passengers can travel comfortably in climate-controlled coaches with proper seating, food service, and bathroom facilities. They can sleep or work during the journey. They arrive refreshed, hydrated, and ready to work or explore. The time saved translates directly to economic value. A business person making this trip can now complete it in a single overnight journey instead of losing multiple days. Consider what this means for a farmer in one of the previously isolated counties. Perhaps she grows red dates, a valuable crop renowned throughout China and increasingly prized internationally. Before the railway, getting her product to market meant expensive truck transport through uncertain conditions, days of travel, and significant losses due to spoilage and damage. The profit margins were razor-thin because of transport costs. Now, she can load her dates onto a freight train at a local station. Within hours, her product is heading toward major markets in major cities. The transport costs drop dramatically. The spoilage decreases significantly. The profit margins expand. Her earnings increase. Her children have better school options in larger cities, now that train travel is affordable and fast. She can support their education. She can invest in her farm. A miner working in the region can now more efficiently move mineral products to industrial centers. Materials that previously took weeks to transport now arrive in days. A manufacturer can access raw materials more reliably and affordably, improving production efficiency. Businesses can plan with certainty instead of hoping that road conditions remain passable. Supply chains become predictable. Prices stabilize. Investment becomes possible. The railway eliminates what economists call transport bottlenecks. When goods can't move efficiently, entire regions stagnate economically. When they can, everything accelerates exponentially. Innovation increases. New businesses form. Investment flows in. Jobs are created. The Hotan-Ruoqiang Railway removes those bottlenecks completely. The 5 counties that gained rail access for the first time, Lop, Chira, Keria, Minfeng, and Kiemo, were essentially frozen in time economically and socially. Young people left in large numbers because opportunities were limited to subsistence farming and mineral extraction. Businesses couldn't grow because shipping was prohibitively expensive and slow. Infrastructure investments didn't happen because the region seemed too remote and too risky. Public services were underfunded because the regions generated minimal tax revenue. Healthcare and education were limited. Cultural vitality was declining as young people emigrated. Now everything changes. A student from these counties can take a train to Hotan or Ruoqiang in just a few hours. They can access universities, job markets, and professional opportunities that were previously impossible. They can pursue education and careers without permanently separating from their families. They can maintain closer family connections because visiting home is no longer a grueling 3-day ordeal. Parents can support their ambitions without sacrificing family bonds. Grandchildren can visit grandparents regularly. Extended families can maintain closeness despite geographical distance. Business owners can now think regionally and nationally instead of just locally. A craftsperson can sell products across the country. A restaurateur can source ingredients from diverse suppliers. A technology startup can operate out of a small town while serving customers nationwide. Professional mobility increases. Economic diversity increases. Cultural exchange increases. This might sound like a collection of small things, but multiply this across millions of people across 5 counties, and you're looking at generational change. Economic development that will ripple outward for decades. Communities that were isolated and declining are now connected to broader opportunity networks. The trajectory shifts from stagnation to growth. The railway officially entered commercial operation in November 2021, and it's been operating efficiently since. For those interested in traveling the route, modern ticketing systems make it accessible. The official China Railway portal and the 12306 platform provide train timetables, route information, and ticketing options. Anyone can now make this journey that was previously impossible. Standing back and reflecting on this extraordinary project, what strikes you most? For me, it's the powerful combination of ambition, engineering excellence, and genuine humanitarian purpose. This wasn't built to generate profit for distant investors or to create a vanity monument. It was built to connect isolated people to real opportunity, transform struggling regional economies, and prove conclusively that even the harshest environments can be bridged with human ingenuity. The Taklamakan Desert isn't conquered. It's still there, still harsh, still beautiful. but now it no longer isolates communities. It's part of a connected network. The Hotan-Ruoqiang Railway represents far more than 825 kilometers of tracks through one of Earth's most challenging environments. It's tangible proof that infrastructure isn't just about moving trains or cargo. It's fundamentally about moving people toward better futures. It's about eliminating barriers that circumstances of geography impose on communities. It's about human determination, ingenuity, and purpose overcoming seemingly impossible challenges. If you found this story as remarkable as I do, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more stories about extraordinary engineering, human achievement, and the transformative projects that change our world. Let me know in the comments. What aspect of this project amazed you most? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the very next video.